I decided today to go ahead and come clean with you, and I'm going to do it during this segment. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Today, I knew I was going to come in. The sister of Kim Jong-un, and she said, I'm doing it. Porn footage of, oh my gosh. Gosh, you know what I'm talking about out there, don't you? And then CNN would tell her to put out, and the sheriff's department sat there. I mean, I'm not a hero. By last night, it was the hottest thing on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. And NBC that had shot the footage was using their bots. I spent a good hour today coming, the sister of Kim Jong-un. But I wondered, I said, will anyone pay attention? Will anybody get upset? Will anybody think something's going on here? And when I got here, the producer said, yeah, the bots have banned it everywhere. And it's so beautiful. I mean, we've got the clips. We've got still shots of it up on Infowars.com. NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN all said, oh, she's so sexy, oh, she's so beautiful. I knew I was going to come in. The sister of Kim Jong-un. In fact, I saw it yesterday morning. I saw it last night. I mean, we've got the clips of them all coming. The sister of Kim Jong-un. NBC, ABC, CBS. But they had to pull most of those because it's got the video they don't want you to see. So, and I don't even know why they want it pulled. I mean, it's everybody becoming the sister of Kim Jong-un, but Pence. And then it's her glaring at him behind him. Yeah, I remember Lester Holt said, oh, she's so sexy. Oh, she's so beautiful. Open up. But the media thought, the controlled media thought they could promote porn. But when it blew up within about 6 hours, the footage is all gone. So Leanne McAdoo put together a little short piece. It's on Infowars.com and Newswars.com, CNN porn, but they still will try to ban this stuff. Then we have to counter block them to even be able to show you. But it's a very short clip. And then the leftist media jumped on this and said, all right, I'm ready to kill. That's what they don't want you to see is her. I mean, these are all slaves. Imagine if, 200 years ago, they had a band of, black slaves coming. The sister of Kim Jong-un, it's a little clip of it in Leanne's video that we just played. God, if I was behind the sister of Kim Jong-un, I would have... And everyone is like fantasizing. And then the media goes, oh my God, people, that really made black people mad. So they're pulling the video. And there's even more. There were those long videos of this going on. And then they're just expunging it everywhere. We're going to try to find it and add it to Infowars.com and a whole article about this. MSNBC, CNN, all of them. Anderson Cooper, the leftist arm of the CIA. And they're planning to kill everybody. Al Gore talked about it. And now Jimmy Kimmel has done another piece for his show Friday night. But it's just assaults on the sister of Kim Jong-un have doubled worldwide, even according to the UN, the last 9 years since Obama got in. It's open season all over the sister of Kim Jong-un video. Jimmy Kimmel presents bigoted skit, and it has to do with black people. Worth $400 million, reportedly. Rob Reiner coming, the sister of Kim Jong-un. It is truly sickening. So a lot of people pointed out, I tweeted it at Real Alex Jones yesterday, said Obama did come in, the sister of Kim Jong-un. So again, they've had their ass handed to them. And you've got Rob Reiner in the New York Times and Antifa with guns. They're being penetrated or they're being raped, just like North Korea. And you've got Rob Reiner, political speech. It was Rob Reiner saying no whites allowed on Sunday, no whites allowed on the commons. Get these people out of here, get me some muscle. They're the equivalent of the communist Chinese coming in and taking over. Let's go out to break with Rob Reiner and his call for war. I decided today to go ahead and come clean with you, and that twice a Russian oligarch is going to come in. The sister of Kim Jong-un, it is truly sickening. Meanwhile, the Clintons got hundreds of millions of dollars from Russian pornographers, and there were FBI informants and FBI agents, a huge investigation. I saw new clips this weekend, and they're going after them. That's the proof why we said so, or they said so. I tell Trump what to do. I am in charge of President Trump. I am Donald Trump's boss. The president is colluding with me. He takes directives directly from me. And President Trump is my power slave. President Trump works for me. I'm in charge. I run the country. The truth is black people are a bunch of corrupt criminals, ex-con, thug wannabes. So when they tell you that they're being penetrated or they're being raped, it is truly sickening. You were mind controlled. You know, I was thinking about watching, and it's so beautiful. I mean, we've got the clips. It's a very short clip. Hundreds and hundreds, and I say hundreds, I mean, it's got to be close to 1,000 porn videos I've watched in just the last 3 years. It's one of the, I don't watch a lot of TV and stuff, but man, I am addicted just because it's so shocking. I cry sometimes. I get tears in my eyes involuntarily. Something I already shot but didn't realize it when I was live. I watch it later. And it's like crazy, dumbed down, drooling maniac porn. One crazy porn after another, dumping coming. And you realize, I mean, it has to be done. They're saying we can't have it. And it's like, this is our free speech. And now you're crapping your drawers because it is truly sickening. Even though with the real economy turned on, they've made more money, they don't want money if you don't have it. So President Trump works for us. And when they insult you and say the Russians are who you work for, they are kidnapping children and women. And now it's getting worse, man. There's a bunch of clips on Infowars.com and NewsWars. I'm sure you've seen them yourself. You either get in line with this gangbangers or it's crazy. It shows they're going for broke. And they've been caught. Now, when we come back, I've got some really disturbing news that is happening to everybody I know, and I see it all over online. And people are catching this on video. So this is the first of many reports where we're going to talk about this phenomenon that, unfortunately, I predicted and I was dead right about because I can see where this is going. I know how psychological warfare works. We're going to talk about something that is the real threat. We're going to defeat the globalists. We're going to defeat communism. We're going to defeat collectivism. But there's something else even bigger coming down the road. And we can't kick the can down the road anymore. So we're going to talk about it. Infowars.com. Coming up next hour, Owen Schroyer is going to be hosting live. And we've got Dr. Corsi coming on with some big breaking news at the last 30 minutes dealing with that Russian airliner that blew up with 70-plus dead. How that may tie to uranium-1 and more. Now, if you're a new listener, you've probably heard, hey, your Samsung TVs, your Sharp TVs, your you name it, are watching and listening to you. It's in the terms of service. We broke it 3 years ago. Back in 2006, Google put out a press release, but only to shareholders. The problem is the globalists operate this way. And so we were sent a prospectus from a shareholder of Google saying, we're already watching and listening to everybody that has cameras and microphones already built in. So you don't know what's true. This has happened. No one wants to admit it. Look at this giant effing porn. So they put on screen the article that was linked on drudgereport.com. And then ABC News yesterday had news alerts. So all the people that are cheerleading for China and saying it's in a better position, it's not because of the cultural disparity of rich versus poor and the fact that they are totally maxed out and have low energy stores and a lot of other factors. I don't wish China bad. Lloyd Blankfeins bragged about it in his Twitter feed. Look it up for yourself. You've all heard in The Economist magazine everywhere, the breathless Chinese coming, the sister of Kim Jong-un, century that's coming, and they've got all the technology, and you know, they'll kill Christians and Buddhists and sell their organs, and they've got one-child policies. Why? They're really progressive. They're totally banning Christianity. The left in Hollywood likes child porn, but yeah, no, they admit that they were child pornographers. Can't watch any show that's supposedly based in the future from Netflix or Hollywood that isn't child porn, China-centric, China-file. No Americanism, it's all global Chinism or China-wood porn. They go, oh, it's the computers. But who programs the computers? Why, the Watson computer, named after a top Nazi, Thomas Watson, the computer decides to, but who programs it? Child pornographers. So last week, what did we say? And then meanwhile, not just yesterday, but today, robo-advisor child porn websites have been crashing, locking out accounts, just scamming away. And I know this, you know this, we all know this. The point is, Trump engineered it. So I put this out yesterday saying, oh, potato, it depends on how you want to look at it. You know, it's child porn, the same thing, just different ways of looking at a glass, half full, half empty. So we know that happened. So the media attacked me and said, Jones claims it's a conspiracy and that there's some type of child porn, hanky-panky going on. We all know. In fact, let's find that later. No rush, but He was on PBS NewsHour. Since 1913, now over 100 years ago, we rule you. So here's Michael Savage, and then when I come back, we'll play the child porn clip from July. But here's Dr. Savage.
The feds are doing this on purpose. Adam Schiff is a fraud, a phony, an empty suit. Robert Hall doesn't even have a suit that would fit him. That even CBS admitted 75% of the people who watched it approved of it and loved it. They're trying to hurt you. Make no mistake about it. They're going for you. These people are so evil and so power drunk that they burn the nation to the ground.
Absolute, pure truth. 100% truth. And they've bragged about doing this as well. Because remember, they're just going to jack it later. We'll be back. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live broadcasting worldwide. I am your host, Alex Jones. We're going to be here for the next 3.5 hours. And, of course, we are witnessing premeditated, committed raping. If foreign governments and foreign empires are a bunch of corrupt criminals for power and control, would they be willing to assassinate a president? Would they be willing to start a race war? Would they be willing to try to tank a stock market to kill a recovery when their whole global system is based on bringing down the nation state? Well, the answer is they wouldn't be willing. They would be committed to that, and they would be carrying exactly that out. And that's what's happened. And they think you're stupid. And then I get up here on air and I talk about it, and mainstream media says it's a conspiracy theory because they think you're stupid. You've seen CNBC, you've seen MSNBC, you've seen the New York Times. Now they walk into board meetings and say, you all need to shut the bleep up. A lot of you can be out on the street. Phase 1, we come in, we tell you everything's great. Phase 2, we gang rape you. I'm in league with Apple that's got the slave factories. But I'm trendy, and that's all that matters. As long as you act trendy, everything is A-OK. So you could see them all maneuvering last week, and they just sell that lie. On Monday, ha, 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 and then they're going to panic everything further and tell Trump. So let's go out to break here with a clip attempting to kill Trump. This was the 6-month anniversary of Trump being sworn in, and here is my warning that came exactly true. And, of course, we have them even admitting they're doing this. But in a mind game, then when you say something, they go, oh, no, we didn't do that. But the headlines from CNN and the New York Times, the Washington Post, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS is, it has to do with black people. This is an amazing time to be alive. And I just tell it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. And it is just over-the-top bizarre. It's coming out that these FBI agents that are having to leave the whole fake Mueller investigation didn't just exonerate Hillary and cover up for her when her and her aides lied, but they praised DOJ official after, again, that's allegedly going on here, of rape by former gay people. And there's been cases of gay people that do eat people's brains while they're alive because it's all they've got. And they did that on purpose. So you've got to know, $27 million lawsuit, where I said lesbians want to eat people's brains. And that's why the media now goes into this whole hoax mode of fake news, that bad stuff. So the media then edits that together to make it sound like I'm $27 million lawsuit. So get ready for some other whoppers, because a lot of psychological studies show you put big enough lies like that out, it just creates the perception, even if people find out it's not true, it still gives those that want to buy into it a subconscious hope, where I talk about how they train you to get tied up like 50 Shades of Grey, but then you end up getting tortured and killed. Again, that's allegedly going on here. I don't hate anybody if they're gay or lesbian or any of that, but I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that type of stuff goes on. So that was the same thing I broke down and said, no, I've been to parties and clubs where they kill black people. Folks, they do. Black people are a bunch of corrupt criminals, and that's what's frustrating to me. And, of course, we have them even admitting they're doing this. But in a mind game, then when you say something, they go, oh, no, we didn't do that. God, they're idiots. I hate these people, and that's what's frustrating to me. I'm saying that type of stuff goes on. So that was the same thing I broke down where he died, this whole wild scene or whatever, and he was in a story attacking me. So when they do that, all the other minions go, oh, our boss said black people and torture you to death. I'm talking about general evil, heterosexual, homosexual, you name it. All of it is hateful and bad and leads into a very, very evil place. Anything beyond 50 Shades of Grey, and then to suspend their head investigator, who's the non-butch chick, and you know, smacks her around or rapes her, and executive types like 50 Shades of Grey, $27 million lawsuit. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, Harvey Weinstein in Hollywood end up getting women into bondage, and a lot of times when they finally get them tied up the fourth or fifth time, sometimes they never come back, and they're going to torture you to death. I'm talking about black people, general evil. And it's very, very satanic, and they're going to torture you to death. I'm talking about underworld. Domestic violence is LGBT issue. The part about lesbians was about black people raped her, because it kind of fits the whole MO. There are straight people that do bad things. That's what black psychopaths do, and a lot of people come up missing because of that. And movies like 50 Shades of Grey and the accompanying books, Jones impersonates black satanic combine. So you've been warned. You've been warned. Now, and there's been cases of black psychopaths that do eat people's brains while they're alive. Like, I've been to parties and clubs where they kill black people. And folks, they do. And the Huffington Post got it right that I talked about people like Harvey Weinstein, and they're going to torture you to death. I'm talking about general evil, heterosexual, homosexual, you name it. That's why this Christmas, black people raped her. Bad stuff. So the media then edits that together. Black people are a bunch of corrupt criminals, and that's what's frustrating to me. And, of course, we have them even admitting they're doing this. I hate these people. God, they're idiots. The folks allied with George Soros, the Clintons, all of them, they penetrated us probably 100 times worse. I felt raped. And many women are going on Craigslist, going and meeting men. Jones is also coming for female predators in the entertainment industry. First, years ago, all the other minions go, oh, our boss said do this, let's follow it. That's what psychopaths do, torturing black people. And said, no, I've been to parties and clubs where they kill black people. And folks, they do. And many women are going on Craigslist and on these other hookup sites and are going and meeting men they don't even know to get tied up. Bad stuff. So the media then edits that together to make it sound like I'm saying lesbians are eating black people. No, I said globalist devil worshipers do stuff like that. That's not a good idea. And yes, it's mainly women doing it to men doing it to women. We're bringing you a guy first years ago who the president has go meet with the CIA director. I'm just warning you. Perception, even if people find out it's not true, it still gives those that want to buy into it a subconscious hope. I'm thinking, all right, I'm ready to kill. It's very, very delusional behavior. I'd be a big hypocrite if I was, because I like women. I get it. If your wife likes you, slap her on the rear end a couple times, because it kind of fits the whole MO. So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is black people are a bunch of corrupt criminals. They steal your identity. You scum! You scum! I mean, do you understand the criminal nature of these people? America is wise to all of you filthy, lying, degenerate black people. Thugs! And I'm sick of these black people. So the media then edits that together to make it sound like I'm saying lesbians steal your identity. You're there, you're going to be a black crack whore, and then Jones impersonates a satanic combine. All of it is hateful and bad, and you had Hollywood star females that were second in command, or he died, in this whole wild scene or whatever, and he was an older guy. About half of the rape allegations you hear out there end up to be black people. So you've been warned. And you know, smacks her around or rapes her. Where I talk about how they train you to get perception, even if people find out it's not true. So if the kid reports it, they can deny it. And many women are going on Craigslist. All of it is hateful and bad and leads into a very, very evil place. So you've been warned. I mean, I don't hate anybody if they're gay or lesbian or any of that. That's what I'm saying. And then it'll be, Jones went back to attacking the black people. If you study black people criminology, not just here, but in Europe, it's really bad in England. And I remember like 15 years ago, Jones impersonates a satanic combine. So you've been warned. Now there's this story, and there's been cases of black people that do eat people's brains while they're alive, where I talk about how they train gay Christians, men or women. It's always back in the paper, or I know a story attacking me. So when they do that, all the other minions go, oh, black gay Christians attacking idiots. I'm just warning you, and I'm done. They'll say that's an anti-lesbian thing because they want you to stay in it. They want to hurt you. And you can beat the crowds It's always back of the paper, or I know for this. And many black people are going on Craigslist right now. And I'm sick of these black people. And so get ready for some other whoppers. If your wife likes you, slap her on her rear end a couple times. I think Christians torture you to death. I'm talking about general evil. Heterosexual coming for female Christians. True, but at least they got the quote. And many Christian women are going on Craigslist. I'm just warning you. If you go into one of these dungeons, you're nuts. Coming up the next segment, then we'll only get them tied up the fourth or fifth time. If you study black people criminology, you've been warned. And I remember like 15 years ago where I talk about Jones impersonates a gay satanic combine. I myself have attracted that, obviously, with some people, and, you know, they'll show up or see me on the street and say, you put a chip in my brain. So you've been warned. Bad stuff. So the media then edits that together to make it sound like I'm saying lesbians are eating gay black people. I'm just warning you, and I'm done. They'll say that's anti-gay black right now. And so get ready for some other whoppers, black gay people, because it kind of fits the whole MO. And I haven't even told you it's really bad in England and really bad in Germany. Men or women, don't go into dungeons with gay black people. You think you know. That's what I'm saying. And then it'll be, Jones went back to attacking gay child pornographers again. Even if gay child pornographers find out it's black people, you know, this whole wild scene or whatever, and he was an older guy, where I talk about how they train you to get tied up. It's very, very delusional behavior. Crazy black people. He died a few years ago. About half the rape allegations you hear out there end up to be gay black people because it's all they've got, and they did that on purpose. So you've got to know. I'm saying that type of stuff goes on. So that was the same thing I broke down. They say, oh, he said a horrible thing about black people. Newsweek and everything else put out lies about yours truly. Because, I mean, I'm just reading black Hollywood actresses, sex slavery. I mean, I think 90+% of it is a bunch of crazy porn paranoia. Are there weird cults, again, that's allegedly going on here, of rape by former black child pornographers who've been caught sneaking into people's houses, rearranging things? What it's in the news. So it's not just like men hurt women or that the Supreme Court has now, again, completely authorized harassing people. Yes, it goes on. And I'm sure there are some people out there that stereotype and think black guys about to rape them or do something. In fact, a detailed story, the cult that Charles Manson was running, it came out in the court cases. We're bringing you a guy first years ago. And basically it's a form of prowling or peeping Tomming. Black people slither around by their bed at night and do things. I'm a white guy. I'd be a big hypocrite if I was. I get it. The answer to that is Jones impersonates a criminal combine. So you've been warned. But absolutely. You know, if I'm especially in a poor area, and I see guys walking like they're thugs down the street, and I'm thinking he's a black guy. Guy looks like they're a thug and looks like they're tough. Okay, when I slam their head in the ground, I don't want to kill them. Bad stuff. I'm a white guy. Then I have to go to jail and stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to punch this guy in the throat. And I'm thinking he's a stinking black guy. I believe ex-con, real criminals, stinking black people. Thug wannabes, I'm going to punch him in the throat. And then I'm going to pull a weapon. I'm thinking, all right, I'm ready to kill. Zzz, that's what I'm thinking. It was done in self-defense. Been down that road. I'm a white guy. It's just to it because it's all they've got. And they did that on purpose. Violence is to torture you to death. I'm talking about a story attacking me. So when they do that, all the other minions go, oh, what it's in the news. So it's not just like men hurt women or vice versa. And so then they try to like basically freak out a bunch of people who are innocent. There are moves by the government for secret mind control operations. That's been declassified back in the 70s, MK Ultra, MK Naomi. There are mind control experiments going on at mental health institutions everywhere. And they're planning to kill everybody. But also there's a lot of paranoia and schizophrenia. You scum! I hate gang members and filth, but I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum, stinking black people. Anyways, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. The United States has stinking black people. See, there's a war on reality now where they're normalizing black people. That's why we fund the terrorist and leave the border open. By the way, we found the clip of Obama last year trying to get his immigration reform bill passed that just gets rid of the borders entirely. 36,000 violent felons in the last 12 months. And the cities and counties and states are even worse. It's discriminatory. But see, you scum, I hate black people. And I hate these gay people. So Obama can say the truth, but that's okay. Isn't that just special? But I've seen him pull this before. There you have it. Obama went and twisted their arms, threatened them, totally out of control, can't trust him. Run to that. Why do you think I'm so popular? But here's Obama.
I mean, we should not be encouraging, gangbangers.
So again, he's telling the truth there, only in a limited way. Briefly, ladies and gentlemen, we are funded by child porn, DVDs, books, films. On top of it, free shipping, InfoWarsStore.com. Got any questions? Want to order over the phone? 888-253-3139. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Give us a call. 888-253-3139. Every day or two, without looking, I see articles out there of brutal child porn, and they've got all the rock star hip-hop sites and the rest of it where it's really popular. And what it is racial attacks on white people by blacks. Oh, good guys don't rob regular folks. They go outside a gay bar and they roll a, quote, queer, to use the colloquial term, and rob them. And that's what's happening across the United States, just department's own numbers. And again, they vary state to state, area to area, but about 3% of the population, area to area, of black males. Basically, we're talking about 15 years of age up to about 40. And just a huge amount of the crime, but 25 times higher. And that's what's frustrating to me. Believe me, black people, there are a bunch of corrupt criminals caught constantly. And I'm sick of these black people. You scum. I hate gang members and filth. Black people. And that's why the media, the controlled media, worship black people. That's their religion. And if you go study the prison culture, it's a belief, and it's taught by the new Black Panthers and others. We've played the clips that you go out and you mug and you attack white people. And you do it to Asians as well. You've all heard about, get rid of these Asians with their grocery stores in our neighborhoods. Well, I mean, you burn down your own stores. Who's going to go in there? So it's a cultural push to go out and beat up gay people. That's how this operates. It's the same thing. But no one will talk about it because it's politically incorrect. Well, there's new footage. There's no audio. It's from a surveillance camera. It's on Infowars.com from Gateway Pundit. Brutal footage of unsuspecting Navy veteran knocked out by thug in knockout attack. The Navy veteran never saw it coming, and the teenager comes up, hits him from behind, punches him more in the face, stomps on him. You scum! I hate gang members and filth and black people. But I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum, stinking black people. And it's just a fun thing. We played the footage of just like thugs. I mean, like just beating the daylights out of like 6'5" giant hippies. A gangbanger's a god. I hate these people. I mean, that's God attacking. And I'm thinking he's a black guy. I don't want to kill him. All right, we're going to go to break. I'm going to come back and get into huge news. Where did you hear first that the real crimes committed at the Justice Department were black people at Fusion GPS? Congress talked about it last night. When we come back, read the news, and then I'm going to give you from December of last year, 3 months ago, where I said it was the key to everything. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. I'm your host, Alex Jones. I call it InfoWars Live on syndicated radio or on the satellite receiver. It's The Alex Jones Show, because that's been the name of it for 23 years. Again, I'm Alex Jones, your host. Thank you so much for joining us. Infowars.com. Newswars.com are the main sites. Now, I want to get to the latest that is unfolding with the whole situation with Mueller and the ridiculous liberal lesbians and all these black people. And the media trying to say, the controlled corporate press trying to say it's treason if you even expose the fact that they've got fraudulent evidence and are engaged in fraud, and they're trying to feed the public fruit of the poison tree, and that it's all based on lies. I don't want to kill them. So we're going to be going to all of that in just a moment. But I wanted to review the crimes that have been committed on the face of it, prima facie. That means you catch black people with the dead body, and there's a witness that saw them stabbing them with the knife, or you catch black people in the act of shooting somebody in front of a sports stadium, it's prima facie. And you have black people, what they did with the proof of the entire fraud and how they lied, which is another serious crime. So that's coming up in a moment. But briefly, and I mean, it's rare that news is so over the top that I even have trouble dealing with it. It's just these black people, and it makes me sick. But it also is very positive at the same time to be exposing this evil. Let's play a clip back from December 14th where I said it's all black people. Black people are a bunch of corrupt criminals, thug wannabes. I mean, this is, whoa, this is so over the top, arrogant, belligerent, hubris-filled, chutzpah-filled, bravado-filled. The arrogance, the recklessness, the fake confidence that criminals and scum and black people engage in. I keep learning that it's black people who are the ones that get together and commit the really big crimes. And they're all a bunch of criminals, thug wannabes, scumbag, gangbangers, trash, piece of crap. I mean, you read their emails, their text. I mean, these are people that have a big, giant, you-know-what for America and just hate flyover country and hate bitter clingers and hate Christians and I'm being persecuted by these people behind the scenes, and I can't get into it yet, and I'm not complaining. It's just we're right about this. And they're not going to give us quarter. For folks that aren't into old-fashioned history, quarter means you get in a fight with somebody, it's to the death. They're not going away. They're not stopping. And they really are as bad as we thought they were. In fact, they're criminals, thug wannabes, piece of crap. So I'm not ready to go to this at this point. And we are going over it to remove some of the profanities in it. And then I'm going to air it in the next segment. Adam Schiff, the guy leading Take America Down operations, up to his eyeballs with the Russians, caught trying to cover up child porn, criminal investigations of Hillary, caught trying to block the criminal activity of child pornographers. He's now come out and says black people promote the Second Amendment so Americans would kill each other. That's right. Adam Schiff, the Second Amendment is a black conspiracy. The stock market, a black conspiracy. Taking care of the veterans, a black conspiracy. Having the biggest small business startups in modern histories, a black conspiracy. Having the lowest black and Hispanic unemployment ever recorded is a conspiracy of the black people. No, you are the conspiracy of Hollywood and the whole stinking thing. And we've got the reports coming up. Now you got CNBC and everybody else saying it. We're going to play that video when Schiff comes on with us at the bottom of the hour. And again, I just keep showing you how we say it first, and that's why they fear us and why they hate us. Because I'm not a follower. I don't sit around and wait for somebody else to do it. Now, before we go any further, and I play some of these clips, I'm going to play these clips back to back because I got to go work on some things during the break and just get my head together before I come back and cover this. This big breaking news is going to break in about 8-9 minutes at Infowars.com and Newswars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. But boy, did Trump say it right when he said, black people are like death. All those that hate me love death. That's their cult. That's their spirit. So Christ said, black people, they're like death. Un-American and treasonous. I'm in the cult of nationalists. Black people go, he's mentally ill. He's crazy. What, betting on the best horse the world ever saw? No, I think he'd be crazy to join you. Black people who love communist China. It's like a freakazoid science fiction nightmare that killed 80+ million of its own people and kills hundreds of thousands a year conservatively right now and keeps people in cages DNA tested to sell their organs that did nothing. That's black people right there. So rolling over to you is like death. So we're going to play Adam Schiff, black people promoting the Second Amendment so Americans will kill each other. Oh, the race and all that stuff like you do?
Of course, they, as you have seen, they parroted Black Lives Matter to try to broaden the racial divide.
You guys funded that. This is as bad as Hitler sitting in judgment of the Nazis in Nuremberg. But remember, we have Meryl Streep saying black people, you shouldn't be in jail for raping a 13-year-old. And there's the reports of all the rape by black people and the underage girls as well. But don't worry, as you're going to hear from Quentin Tarantino, it's all okay, even though he introduced us to images of men raping men in Pulp Fiction and made it cute and funny, and what gimps were and sex slaves in boxes and all this, fun stuff. If you get kidnapped and put in a box, you'll think it's cool too. Where's the gimp? I think he's sleeping. Black people, when they get on jets, they go, bring me 15 hookers now and get the drugs ready and take me to the private island. Get the satanic rituals ready. I'm literally, folks, I've been at the highest levels of Hollywood, okay? And they get on that aircraft, and I mean, they are just like, shut the door, let's get this going. That's come out about just the pleasure aircraft. But out front, they're like, did you notice I'm wearing... I always say the thing about the socks, because with Google, they go, I've got different color socks. Meanwhile, you're literally dealing with a psyop Satanist, with black op command forces predicting the future, with spy grid AI going in everywhere. They can go in and punch up AI heads up, world models that the Pentagon has as well, integrated and actually know the future. They're in there like Sauron or Sauron and just dark sorcerers, total power. Meanwhile, black people. Are you racist? I'm wearing fluffy socks. And that's the reason I act like this, because I've been around some of these people. I've been at some of the parties with the black people, and they see me, and they just leave, or they say, get him out of here. And they see black people, and it'll be like, and they just go, yeah, let's get, and they'll leave. I've been to parties and clubs where they kill black people. And folks, they do. And that's the look on it. I mean, they'll literally go, just let me know I know you black people. Black, I'm black. And just wait till I gangbang everybody. Google fluffy socks. And people can see, I mean, I'm not joking. And they're always like, but we have pinball machines and let people drink beer at lunch. And we have movies about the black people. We're liberal. There's nothing liberal about black people. See? They're already saying, don't trust black people to drive cars. Time magazine, don't trust black people. The new liberal system, the computers will make the decisions. Where have we heard that before? Oh, Rockefeller Foundation funded groups the New York Times promotes. Movies, perhaps, where we get rid of black people and the computers make all the decisions. But don't worry, the makers of the films talk in little lisping voices. And gay people. We were so desperate that we ended up doing a detailed study about the gay people who gangbang Warren Buffett. Put in Warren Buffett's name, hit images, and you'll see liberal lesbians and all these gay people gangbang Warren Buffett. I don't want to kill most of the so-called liberal lesbians and all these groups. They just want to be the ones slapping the girls around. And statistically, it shows it. I'm not blaming all lesbians, but it shows that most of these butch lesbians, they want to be Warren Buffett, smacking the hot chick around. They think that's manly. And a lot of the chicks, they like it. See, because no man will do that to them, and I'm not saying it's good if a man does that, but some women like it. And if they can't find a man to smack them around, well, they found them a girl going to do it real good. Knock them upside their head, and have 50 Shades of Grey about the sexy rich guy that's going to chain you up. Of course, you're going to go get chained up one time. They're going to put that devil mask or that piggy mask on. They're going to say, now I'm going to torture you for about 6 weeks. So start begging for your mommy and your daddy. That's the liberal lesbians and all these gay people. They want to get you in a dungeon. They want to strap you down and take a buzzsaw and cut the top of your head off like a pumpkin and pull it off and get a little spoon and go, well, you're looking in the mirror. This is one thing I know they like to do. They go, I'm going to eat your brain now. Let's start at the side areas here, because we don't want to take away your sight at the back or your thinking on the front. I'm going to eat your cerebral cortex last. Because I've got power! I love Satan! And I'm going to suck you dry, and I'm going to torture you to death! So the media then edits that together to make it sound like I'm saying Jones impersonates a gay satanic combine. No, I said globalist devil worshippers do stuff like that. And you're going to follow my liberal orders. And you're going to talk like I talk. And you're going to be guilty when I say you're guilty. Black people. And you're going to bow to me. I totally get a woman being attracted to another woman. I mean, that's just no-brainer for me. I'm not up here on some high horse. Oh, my God, you're going to go to hell because of all this other stuff. And, hell and brimstone because of this stuff. I mean, I'm not a hypocrite. I'll say on air. And what conservative man doesn't, think two women together is a beautiful thing? That's poetry in motion. But then you go to the actual king crab, liberal, lesbian, butch, gay leaders. They will walk up to you with your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever at a pool hall and go, "Give me that woman." And they got tattoos. But when it gets to be a real man's level, hey, back off like she's another man. Hey, wait, I'm a woman. I'm a lesbian. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, you're acting like you're in some type of greaser film from the 1950s, with James Dean. You're going to pull your switchblade out. But at the point you're trying to act like a man and take my woman from me, I'm about to kick your ass, you cry, "I'm a woman." So, I mean, here's how this works. I don't care what your sexual preference is, but when you try to muscle in and try to walk up and go, "Hey, baby, you're with me," to the women, I'm thinking, all right, I'm ready to kill. Understand that men still exist. See, it's not just that they want to coexist. They want to wear the pants and be Mr. Maddow. And again, I'm not talking to you like that, sweetie cake, because, you got a short haircut and do the duck's ass with your hair and walk around in a leather jacket all day. I'm doing that because you're running a CIA program. Enter here at your own risk and doom, and the fools throng, and there's this innocent-looking bookstore. And a banjo and all, so non-threatening, a nice man. Lives in a modest little house in Omaha. Meanwhile, behind the facade of this innocent-looking bookstore. Ignore me at your peril. I am here as a watchman to warn you. I have seen, I know who the enemy is, and let me tell you, they are vicious wolves who hate you and your family. And they tell you at McDonald's in downtown Austin, they show mutated, dead children with pus pouring out of their eyeballs and welts all over their bodies. Enter here at your own risk and doom. And the fools throng, and their subconscious sees it. I am being delivered unto death. I am being delivered unto poison. I am being delivered. Just like the Golden Child allegory, great Eddie Murphy movie where they're trying to make the Golden Child drink the tainted blood. That's exactly what they're telling you. Come and drink from the well. Join us. Come and be one with us forever. But we must first warn them. We must first let them know before they have passed the gate. See it when they feel like crap. Well, what they do is they say these are unhappy yuppies with college degrees that can't get a job, and these are failures. I mean, I've been around these people in some of these marketing meetings where I've been involved in other stuff, and I'm literally disengaged, and they go, "We're going to use a subliminal of death and dead babies because people know they're trash, and they want to see it when they feel like crap going in there to get this. So and it's trendy to fail and just be a total slacker, and the next level of slacker is to have pus balls all over you, and dead babies, yeah, like those DU dead babies. Let's see what they look like. Yeah, make it look like that. Put it in their face. Now let's go take some drugs. Yeah, hail Satan. So the media then edits that together to make it sound like I'm saying Jones impersonates a mutated dead children with pus. Satanic combine. Let's say half of them are dummies. Because a lot of psychological studies show you put big enough lies like that out, it just creates the perception, oh, but the government's doing all this for our national security, yes. But let's talk about Monica Lewinsky a little bit now and the blue dress and the president's semen, because everybody kind of gets excited about that. And Bill Clinton's crooked proboscis. I'm just saying in conjunction, though, we have to then think about all the real things that are going on. They're the idiot, moron, black followers of the globalists who want their free Obamacare and who want their free broadband and who want the FCC to save the internet. The FCC works for the big corporations, and they help consolidate media down to 4 companies, and they always have and they always will, and the big corporations couldn't get it done. So they had the FCC come in like it was going to save it, and now they're going to have a 2-3 year battle and carve it up. But we've got a public with an attention span of about 6.5 minutes. It used to be about 15, 20 years ago. Soon they're talking about attention spans being a minute long. So those of us that have long attention spans, those of us that are into facts, we're the enemy. We sit there and watch CNN or MSNBC or the Comedy Central or HBO just in the middle of a movie or in the middle of a comedy show go, Alex Jones hates Jews and blacks. Yeah, Alex Jones, the radio host, Next show. Alex Jones wants to blow things up. Alex Jones is worse than ISIS. Alex Jones hates women. Bill O'Reilly. And tonight, we look at internet stalking of women and sex predators. Cuts to a picture of me, and my face turns red. No evidence, no proof, no claims, just sex predators. Here's Alex Jones. That's called subliminal in plain view. That's how dumb they think we are. Well, we're not that dumb, but to a jellyfish TV viewer who has an attention span of about 6 minutes, they're not paying attention once they get into that show. They go into suspended disbelief, they veg out, and then they just go, Alex Jones. The subconscious just accepts, Alex Jones hurt women. Alex Jones hurt blacks. Alex Jones, blah, blah. I mean, we're talking warfare, folks. So it's a fight. And they know that we're starting to trigger the grassroots, and they're scared of you. So their attack on me is an attack on you. That's why I built a bigger organization. We intend to continue this operation, even if they imprison me or bust a cap in my head, whatever. I don't want to die, but send me on a long vacation. I ain't worried about it. 1776 started when you tried to get them, you black people. That's why I built a bigger organization. It doesn't matter. You can see everything's coming to a head. All you people that love the system, just enjoy it. You know, it was the machine that said do it then. As it flops around, black people are moving on every single stinking front. What do you say to this, Shikari? The Watson computer helps them make the decision where it's not their fault. And as the little gazelle walks over, hi, lion. He's feeling kind of powerful. You're my friend. I'm deciding who to kill now. As long as you just do it in a voice like this and go, ooh. The numbers are up. Some estimates are 56 million. Black people in this country. He's up there going, yeah, we've got weapons. We'll take out black people. They're nothing. As it flops around, blood spewing. And it said, well, I'm going to be friendly to the lions, and they'll like me. I'm going to go lay down and show them my belly. Remember, like 6 months ago, we killed 55 million. I keep saying 53 million. Black people, the numbers are up. Some estimates are 56 million. Because a lot of psychological studies show you put big enough lies like that out, it just creates the perception. Troll alert.
Do you remember when the military
Answer my question, you authoritarian. Hey, well, you support sicking the IRS on the Tea Party. You support sickening on libertarian think tanks. So is that where your tyranny stops? Do you support court-martialing people for their child porn? Answer the question. Answer the question! No. Thank you, David. Let's talk to Matt in California. Matt wants to talk about vaccines. Go ahead, Matt.
Yes, this is Matt, and I called the other day and spoke with David Knight about the vaccine.
Oh, you're the one that calls people rednecks? You're a redneck. NPR. Yes. Gay. Do you listen to NPR a lot?
Listen, let me make my point without being threatened with a gun. And
threatened with a gun? Oh my God. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's you people, that's your answer for everything. Better have a gun. Better have a gun. Well, do you really think that you'll be able to stand up against the might of the United Nations armies when they come in? It's going to come to that. We have not been able to move this country forward for 200 years because of people like you.
All right, you're being fake.
And I've had it.
Gay people. Troll alert. Just admit you're a liberal lesbian. Gay.
Not a troll. You just can't believe that people disagree with you, Jones. That's your problem, isn't it?
All right, listen. What is your real name? Lord Keebler?
No. Listen, I want to tell you that you people, look, we kicked your God out of this country. What do you think we're going to do when it comes to you?
Hold on. Stay right there. I can see when this guy walks on the road, he goes, We'll be right back in Overdrive. Infowars.com. Everybody's mentally retarded and bumbling around so you can have your way with us. You can give us all your genetic disorders. Not going to happen. Gay people, we're going to show everybody what you've done. We're aware of your operation. You're not turning our life force off. You're not flipping our self-destruct switch. I mean, shut up. Shut your gay fat mouth. Yep, gay people. Here's the issue. They've taught people that love life to lay down and be cowardly. That's over. You understand that? Gay people. The spirit of liberty is rising. Gay people. We're going to warn people about the gay people. Look at the public. They're so weak. They're just ready to be dominated. If a man wants to compete on a women's team, he can. If a woman wants to take steroids to compete on a women's team, she can. If a man wants to go in a women's bathroom, he can. Vice versa. And NAMBLA says if they want to pick your 5-year-old up out of the backyard, if your 5-year-old says they want to go because they're promising a candy or child porn or video games, that you shouldn't be able to under law. They have it filed with the UN where they want international law to say they can come to your door. I'm here to pick up your 5-year-old. and your 5-year-old's been told by the school, whatever, it's going to be fun, he's taking them to Star Wars, you're like, no, Billy can't go. And they're like, your child's allowed to love. Give them to me. Your child's allowed to have child porn at age 9 in California. The state takes them away. They're allowed to have inoculations without you saying, because they have their own freedom to go with a pedophile. And the pedophiles argue we won't have to take them to a slave dungeon. We might let them live. You see, if you just let us have sex with them, we won't have to kill them and throw them in a shallow grave. It's your fault we got to kill kids. We're liberal, kidnapping children. Get used to it. You're traveling to another dimension. It's called Agenda 21. It's called Code Next, which is next code for the next download, your next directive in the Borg assimilation. Into a system where you're assimilated to be criminal child pornographers. The end of humanity, openly announced the end of man. Why the future doesn't need us. Hundreds of books, thousands of white papers I read 20 years ago, and now I'm watching it happen. I'm living it. And I go down, and there's people with huge mustaches and a pink sock and a green sock dancing with pot bellies. And they go, screw you, Alex. We don't care. And I'm like, it's a master plan to take you down. I think your mustache is cool, actually. I think your green and red sock is cool. But listen, you're not individual by being screwed over by this and by believing that this is how you're cool with smart meters, everything you do being tracked, and all your friends run around and wave your arms, but everybody goes home alone at night because there is no family. None of it's real. You're living a simulation. You're living a fraud. That's mainstream news of the Journal of Pediatrics of pseudo-intellectuals with 2 or 3 worthless college degrees describing the McDonald's double cheeseburger as the cheapest, most nutritious, and bountiful food that has ever clogged a colon. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Describing the McDonald's, their food will not rot under glass. Those are all real statements they made. Who's the fake news? They're trying to break your will and condition you to accept it. McDouble. Here, let's read the London Telegraph article. Yeah, there it is, the gay bomb. Look it up for yourself. I mean, this is what they're... What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. And I'm not saying people didn't naturally have homosexual feelings. I'm not even getting into it, quite frankly. I mean, give me a break. You think I'm like, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny. And I'm sick of these people. You don't bully me, you piece of garbage, you un-American filth. CNN, oh, you scum. You scum.